Sync 1 2, sync 1 2. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be playing Yuri Jam, So in Love. This is by Legend X Games, and this is a spin-off of sorts. So, when Nova is invited to go to Riverstone to support her friend in a cosplay competition, she thinks she's in for a stress-free vacation. She doesn't account for her friend's old rivalry with the gorgeous social media goddess and cosplay queen, Imani Pierce. Things get heated quickly when Nova starts catching feels for the enemy. Can you help her maintain her friendships and still fall in love along the way? This game features appearances from Anjali, from Snowdrop, and Cairo and Brooke from Summer at Marisol Bay. Okay, now I have not uploaded in a couple of weeks now. Because it is summer in Australia and we've had like temperatures of 40 plus, and it has been a absolute nightmare. Where my brain just shuts down in the heat. I hate heat. It's not good. And then my microphone broke. So that's been a bit of a trial. But I'm back now, and hopefully I can catch up on some things, play some games, record some Christmas music, and get back on track. So, let's get stuck into it. The train rattled loudly as it pulled out of the station. This is the first time I'm going to be leaving the city without my mother and father to hold my hand. Instead, I'm traveling with my older brother and his best friend. How pretty Brooke's hair is. I really like the red streak. Pink streak. And space buns. I'm so excited that Brooke invited me to come along to Riverstone. I know Cairo isn't too keen on the idea of me tagging along, but that's tough luck for him. I'm going to have more bonding time. He's going to have more bonding time with his little sister, because our car rides home from dance practice simply aren't enough. They tweeted out my name!
Oh my gosh!
It's official! I'm freaking out!
Oh my gosh!
The ginger-haired beauty throws her arms up in the air as she exclaims loudly. Thankfully, it's too early in the morning for there to be more than a few other people in the same train car as us. Otherwise, I'm sure there'd be a few angry faces stealing glances our way.
Brooke.
Relax. It's too early for all this yelling. I'm sorry, but look! She thrusts her phone into Cairo's face and waves it wildly, as if he'll be able to read what it says. With a tired sigh, my brother grabs hold of the girl's phone and begins to read the caption out loud. The Winter Dreams cosplay competition welcomes finalists Freya Jules, Darian Wells, Franklin Brogart, Brooke Carson, and Imani Pierce to our stage at the Riverstone Community Centre. Cairo breaks into a big smile as he reads the social media post. He grabs hold of Brooke's arm and the two of them gush about the opportunity. I don't quite understand how prestigious this competition really is, but it's something that Brooke has wanted to compete in for a long time, so I'm happy for her.
Oopsies, where did that go?
I'm even happier about the the comped room at the Red Turtleneck Inn for all the finalists and 2 guests that they're choosing. Wow, that's generous. I searched the inn up online, and it looks like a quaint little bed and breakfast. Our vacation is going to be really cute and relaxing. Right, Nova? I have no idea what she's talking about, but both she and my brother are looking at me expectantly. You zoned out again, didn't you? Well, you see. No excuses. I need you both in your A game. My biggest rival is going to be here, and I can't let her get the upper hand. Imani. She says it with disdain, clearly, nearly spitting as the name rolls off her tongue. Her cosplay designs are really amazing, and her social media presence is even better. She's going to wow the judges before the night of the show even arrives. Are you worried about her? Brooke, you made a pirate costume for me in one night. I modified an existing costume in one night. Big difference, Cairo. Brooke buries her head in her hands and lets out a strangled cry. I'm going to be done for, aren't I?
Lame.
She's probably way lame. You're just getting into your own head there. Brooke doesn't look convinced. I take my phone from my pocket and search up Imani Pierce. Her verified profile comes up almost immediately, followed by several other fake accounts, all using her pictures. When I click on the girl's profile, I'm shocked. Imani Pierce is a certified cosplay model, quite literally. It even says so in her bio. She's got almost 40,000 followers and hundreds of studio quality pictures, with a plethora of fancy edits and sparkles. So many sparkles. Okay, so maybe Imani is a bit of a big shot. My hands freeze up as I tap a close-up portrait of the girl. Imani is staring at the camera. One eye open and lips puckered. She isn't wearing an elaborate costume, only some pale eyeshadow, pink lipstick, and a sparkle in her eye. The way the bokeh effect veils the image in a warm golden tone makes my heart melt. I don't know what that means. Imani Pierce is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh!
She looks so shook. Oh my gosh, I can see it in your face, Nova. You're impressed. I quickly shake my head to try and remove any evidence of what I was thinking. Imani is a pretty face, but Brooke can still win this. So she's good at makeup and taking pictures. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, my sister is right. This competition isn't about who takes the best pictures, but who crafts the best costume, which I know you can do. I'm pretty good at making costumes, aren't I? You are. Watching the two interact, you'd never have guessed that they met working together at a resort over the summer. Brooke and Cairo act like they've known each other for years, and that kind of chemistry allows me to blend into this friendship just as well. There are never any awkward silences or tense looks to be had as Brooke and Cairo fill the air with their vibrant laughter. Besides, Brooke, I'm here. Do you know what that means? From the corner of my eye, I see Cairo slide down in his seat slightly, groaning.
Nova.
Don't. I wave away his concerns. You worry too much, Cairo. I have a great idea, and it's practically flawless. Oh no. Go on, I'm listening. Hypothetically, I could, conveniently bump into Imani and scope out the competition. For you. Conveniently, huh?
Totally.
Yeah, like totally accidentally. There's nothing accidental about planning to run into someone. Not to mention that sounds a lot like cheating. Cheating would be spying and leaking designs. Nova only wants to have a conversation with my competition, without disclosing that she knows me. Hypothetically, of course. Exactly. Nothing wrong with that. I place my hands behind my head and kick my feet out into the empty aisle. I can see that my brother isn't too happy with my suggestion, but it's really no big deal. I want Brooke to have the upper hand, and what I'm offering is pretty harmless. Can't believe I have to watch both of you girls now. Psh! You're acting like we're going to get into trouble. Everything will be fine. Just lighten up a little. Finally, someone who gets it. I've been telling Cairo this for months. Cairo looks at both of us and decides it's better not to argue. He instead turns his gaze to the window. The closer we get to our destination, the more radiant the foliage gets. Outside, there are lush green trees and a bright blue sky. Nothing like our hometown. I'm starting to get really excited. We'll be on Riverstone very soon, and I can't wait for our 2-week adventure to officially start. These backgrounds are really nice. I just really like the backgrounds. Cairo gazes at his phone intensely before putting it down by his side. This is definitely the place. The Red Turtleneck Inn looks just like the pictures on the internet. Though I can understand Cairo's concern, there isn't a single car in the parking lot and nary a person inside. Maybe we're early? Or maybe not everything is as crowded as the resort you guys work in. This is an inn. It's supposed to be quiet and subdued. I, for one, am excited.
Oh my gosh!
Me too. I literally cannot wait. I follow both Brooke and Cairo as they lead the way into the inn. I linger a few feet behind for a moment as I take in the sights. There's a small snowman statue with a welcome sign by the door and a string of Christmas lights on the roof that is switched off. I can't imagine what Christmas would be like in Riverstone. What a dream. Maybe someday. Oh, I love Christmas games. Christmas lights are literally my favorite thing ever. They're so pretty. Coming or what, Nova?
Yeah!
Yeah! I nod my head fiercely. Only a little sad that Cairo pulled me out of my daydream. Taking a deep breath, I run to catch up with him and Brooke. Ooh, those windows are pretty. The inside of the inn boasts the same homely feel as the exterior, and I'm in complete awe. The sunlight shines through the stained glass door, illuminating the whole room. This place is amazing. I can't help but laugh at my brother's befuddled expression. The Red Turtleneck Inn is nothing like the big summer resort he and Brooke work at. Marisol Bay has a literal beachfront property. This place is more like a bed and breakfast, small and quaint. Behind the front desk is a woman slightly older than the three of us. She looks up from the screen for a moment and offers us a smile. Oh, she's cute. Ah, I thought I heard people outside.
Welcome to Riverstone.
Are you guys here for the cosplay competition? A championship? Yep, that's right. My name is Brooke, and these are my friends, Cairo and Nova. Welcome, you three. My name is Anjali, and I'm the owner of the inn. Any questions or concerns that you might have will go through me. Anjali walks over to her computer and begins typing away. Whose name is the reservation under? Oh, that would be mine. Brooke Carson. The competition runners allowed for only one complimentary room, so Brooke, Cairo, and I will be bunking together. I'm not really upset about that. It's been a long time since my brother and I had a sleepover. They seem pretty close. Like, that's really cute. I'm really liking this, like, that kind of sibling thing that Nova actually seems pretty excited to be just hanging out with a big bro. It's really cute. With Brooke there, it's going to be a big party. We can stay up all night and watch movies together, talk about all sorts of drama and just laugh. Here you go. Anjali hands over 2 sets of solid brass keys to Brooke. Your room has 2 twin beds, but I'll have someone bring up a foldable cot so there will be plenty of space for you guys to sleep. Everything on premise is communal aside from what's in your room. We have a kitchen, a dining room, a laundry room, and some outdoor activities. I stay in a cabin behind the inn, so even if I'm not here in the lobby, it won't be hard to reach me. We thank Anjali before heading upstairs to the 2nd floor where our room is. Like I had expected, there were only half a dozen doors here. There's probably half a dozen more on the fly-up floor above us. But that still only is about 12 rooms in the whole inn. I wonder if the place has been booked out completely by the other contestants. This is us, 203. Cairo and I take a step back so that Brooke can open the door. She struggles for a moment, but after a few seconds, she's able to jimmy the lock enough to pop it open. Pretty. I rushed into the room, haphazardly dropping my suitcase onto the floor and launched myself onto one of the beds. This is the life I deserve.
Remember.
We're here for Brooke, remember? Yes, right. I sit up and look at the girl who is already unpacking her things into the top drawer of the mahogany dresser. Maybe I should find what room Marnie is staying in. You can't just knock on someone's door and say, hey, that's a little strange. What if I don't want to accidentally go to the wrong room, Cairo? Sounds legit to me. Unimpressed by both of us, Cairo heads towards the door. He stops when he's in front of it and turns to Brooke and I, who were looking on curiously. How about, instead of bothering our neighbours, we explore Riverstone? I can go ahead and ask Anjali where some good places to visit are. You didn't even unpack yet. Let me go instead. You didn't unpack either. You just jumped on the bed. He slams his palm into his forehead and I only giggle. Yeah, but I think I can pick out a better place to visit than you. Last family vacation, you made us tour some old guy's house. That wasn't just some old guy's house. That was the place my favorite playwright grew up in.
Lame.
I feel like that's a good place to visit. I love old things. Total snooze fest. Let me go and see what fun things there are to do around here. I can totally do fun things. I can confirm that statement, Nova. I've done fun things with Cairo.
Ew.
Ew. That's my brother. Brooke's face turns a bright red and I can't help but laugh.
Wait,
No, I didn't mean it like that. Your brother, he's his boyfriend. I tap my foot, waiting for her to finish her statement, but she's already too embarrassed.
Shut it.
Leave Brooke alone and go talk to Anjali already. Cairo rolls his eyes, but I can see a slight smirk on his face. He finds Brooke's blundering funny as well. You two better be ready when I come back up. Brooke gives me a thumbs up while Cairo wanders off to unpack his suitcase. With that, I bound out of the room and towards the lobby. I'm careful when making my way downstairs. I don't want to seem like a rowdy guest running and making a ruckus. I catch sight of Anjali, but she's checking in another guest. I can only see the back of the girl's pink hair as she bounces the key in her hands. I hang back by the stairs. The lobby isn't big enough for me to miss what the pair is saying to each other. Oh, now this is totally cute. Do you get a lot of people staying here? The occasional visitor comes through, but this is only the second time in the inn's lifetime that has been fully rented out. Oh, boo. That's a shame, because this place is totally adorable. Imagine all the photo shoots we could do in here. Wait until you see the gazebo in the back. Oh my goodness, that is so precious! Anjali politely giggles as the girl gushes about how trendy the little place is. Your room is over on the 3rd floor. Please let me know if you or your guests need anything. No guests here. You don't need to worry about that. It'll just be me destroying the place. I'm kidding. About the destroying thing. I am indeed solo though. I'll try my hardest to keep the mess to a minimum. The girl thanks Anjali and turns on her heels to walk up the stairs, but stops when she sees me standing in the center of them. I'm taken aback for a moment as I realize who this girl really is. It's Brooke's rival, Amani. This wasn't how I pictured our meeting going, but when life gives you a Coldplay goddess right in front of you, you gotta talk to her.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in your way. I try to step to the side, and Imani does the same, but we both awkwardly shuffle to the right. Imani lets out a small giggle and places a hand over her lips. I'm sorry. I'm terribly clumsy. How about I move left and you stay right? That seems doable. Imani moves to the left and begins to walk up the stairs, but our shoulders brush in the cramped space. Startled, she whips around only a few steps above me.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, again. That's okay, it's not a big deal, but since we seem to be getting really close already, I slightly raise the shoulder that grazed against her to accentuate my pun. My name is Nova. You must be here for the competition, right? Nice to meet you, Nova. My name is Marnie. She pauses for a moment before speaking again. I'd remember someone with a bold style like yours if you were my competitor. You're someone's guest? I decided it's best not to lie here. I want to openly show my support for Brooke. Yeah, I'm with Brooke. Do you know her? Amani's face seems to darken for a moment like a storm cloud overcasting above her. Although she quickly straightens up and gives me a smile that's social media worthy. Brooke is a tough competitor. She's got some really great designs. I don't quite believe that Amani is speaking her true feelings, but her sweet demeanor easily masks her intention. All I can really say is that she and Brooke don't seem to like each other much. Right, well, an awkward silence falls between the two of us, and I blurt the first thing that comes to my mind. Best of luck. You're going to need it. Excuse me? Brooke is going to win. I'd be happy for her if she does, but I'm not going down without a fight. The biggest internship of our lives is on the line. I can't just hand that over to her. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to unpack. It was lovely meeting you, Nova. As she says my name, she flashes me a smile and throws up a quick peace sign. My heart beats quickly for a moment as I watch her walk up the stairs. Marnie is absolutely beautiful. It's unfair. I can see why Brooke might be a bit intimidated by the girl's pretty face and confident responses. When Amani leaves, I bound down the stairs to talk to Anjali. How's your room? Is everything to your liking?
Thank you.
It's really nice, thank you. I was actually coming down here to see what there is to do in Riverzone. The cosplay stuff doesn't start until tomorrow. Well, Brooke will be starting her cosplay work tomorrow. Cairo and I will be pretty much free to do as we please. I'd like to see all that Riverzone has to offer. There's some cute little cafes you can visit. We also have some trinket shops, a park, a movie theatre, and a lot of other attractions. The inn also has communal spots where you can relax, watch some television, read a book, or share a meal.
In fact,
Anjali begins to rummage through a drawer, stopping only when she finds what she's looking for. A small pamphlet with pictures of snowmen and gingerbread men scattered across it. Here are all the winter attractions that are currently running in Riverzone. A lot of them are fairly new, so I'd recommend giving them a try. This sounds really awesome. Thanks so much. Of course, do let me know if you need anything else. I'm always happy to help. I thank Anjali again and head back upstairs to my room. When I entered the room again, Brooke and Cairo were sitting at the small end table playing cards. I was not gone that long, was I? Brooke holds her hand up for a moment, but her eyes never leave Cairo's face. Don't lie to me. I know you have a 7. I said go fish. Don't have any 7s. She lets out a sigh and leans back into her chair. You win this time, Avonsky. She places her hand of cards onto the table and looks at me expectantly. To answer your question, Nova, you were gone forever. What took you so long? I sit on the bed nearest to them and begin to kick my legs back and forth as if I'm on a swing. I met Amani Pierce. She was checking in. Room is on the 3rd floor. She's beautiful and she definitely doesn't like Brooke. I infoed up, the words spilling out of my mouth before Cairo can reprimand me for trying to stir up drama. And before anyone says anything, she started the conversation with me. Kind of.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, kind of? Well, I was blocking the stairs, so she suggested I move to one side, which I totally did, but then she bumped shoulders into mine on accident, and as she was walking up the stairs, so I decided it was a good opportunity to introduce myself. As the polite thing to do, clearly. Hermione said she remembered me if I was a competitor, so I mentioned I was here to support Brooke. My eyes land on the girl to gauge her reaction, but she's still smiling warmly. Hermione seemed a little unhappy about that. Really? What did she say? It wasn't what she said, but how she said it. Hermione told me that you're really talented and have great designs, but she gave me a social media smile, which felt kind of empty. Well, I'm totally not surprised. Classic Hermione. She's too politely to speak badly about me to strangers, but she's terrible at hiding her emotions. Have you guys known each other for a long time? We met when I was in high school, which was... She begins counting the years on her fingers. Like 6-ish years ago? She was cosplaying at an anime convention I went to, and we hit it off pretty well.
Yeah!
Then you guys became mega enemies over cosplay competition glory. I threw my arms up in the air, but neither Brooke nor Cairo seemed to lighten up.
Well...
Not exactly. I stopped cosplaying for a really long time. I started working at Marisol Bay Resort, and that was sort of my world for the summer. And when winter rolled around, I was sketching my own designs. I didn't really have too much time to make costumes based on anime and video game characters anymore. But you've seen Hermione's social media. She's got a big following from her cosplay pictures. She stuck with it while I sort of drifted away from it. Maybe it'd be insulting to her if I won the competition. even having given up cosplay for so long while she's been working really hard this whole time. Well, at the end of the day, you're still sewing and designing, whether it's based on something you came up with yourself or if it's from a TV show.
Nova is right.
Yeah, Nova is right. You've been working just as hard as Imani, but in a different way. She doesn't deserve it more than you. Aw, you guys, you're making me blush. How cute. She claps her hands together and I can't help but emulate her happiness. Brooke really is a great addition to both mine and Cairo's life. Enough about Imani. I want to hang out with you guys. Where did Anjali suggest we go? There's a lot to do. We can walk around town, go shopping, eat at a cafe, buy food and bring it back here. I try to list off as many things as I can remember. Oh, wait, here. I hand the pamphlet Anjali gave me over to Brooke, who takes it graciously and begins to flip through it. Look at all these activities! What's going on tonight? Let's see. She takes a moment to go through the pamphlet and then points to something that neither Cairo nor I can see. We have to do this murder mystery dinner. Ooh, I'm listening. Says here that the people team up with whoever is at their table to try and solve the murder before any of the other guests. Sounds quite fun for sure. That does sound like fun. It's like an escape room almost. I'm gonna call and see if they have any open spots available since it's really last minute. Brooke saunters off to the bathroom to make the phone call and I curl up into a ball on the comfy bed. I'm just gonna lay my head here until she comes back. Take a nap. We woke up really early to get here. I'll wake you if anything exciting happens. You promise?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't sound very convincing. Can't have fun without you. I smile up at him and then shut my eyes. Sleep is almost too eager to overtake me as I lay comfortably on the end's bed. Thankfully for us, the murder mystery dinner had open spots available and Brooke reserved us some seats. I feel energized and refreshed after my nap, so I'm ready to catch a murderer. The place we find ourselves in is dimly lit with several tables scattered about. There's a low classical song humming in the background as the three of us settle into our seats. I can't believe you're going to win the cosplay championships and this murder mystery dinner, Brooke. I wink in her direction and she giggles. It's almost going to be too easy. Don't look now, but I think your arch nemesis is here. My eyes light up at those words and I clap my hands together. No, Brooke doesn't seem too happy. No, and Ronnie is here. That her in the corner by herself? Cairo motions to the girl with his phone. I'd noticed that pastel pink hair anywhere, and the look on Brooke's face confirms it. Aw, look at her. She's all alone. We should ask her to join us. Ha! Like she'd even do that. You said this is a team effort, right? She can't solve a murder on her own. She should join us. I lean in close to Brooke, but whisper loudly enough so that Cairo can hear.
I'm just saying.
Perfect timing to stake out the competition. Cairo rolls his eyes but doesn't object. I'm only teasing about the second part anyhow. I recall Imani telling Anjali that she's staying at the inn all by herself. That's no fun. She should join us. And perhaps she'll forget all about whatever grudges she has against Brooke when she sees how much fun we're all having together. You can ask her, but good luck. She won't join us because I'm here. Let me try at least. I leave Brooke with Cairo and so that he can talk his best friend into going along with my plan. I can read. As I approached Amani, I noticed her typing away on her phone absent-mindedly. Hey, fancy seeing you here. The girl looks up from her phone, startled for a moment, as if she'd shocked anyone at all as bothering to talk to her.
Nova.
Oh, Nova, right? I nod. She continues speaking. I had nothing else to do tonight, so I figured I'd stop by and see what this show was all about. I'm not too good at solving mysteries, but I thought it could be fun. She peers behind me as if looking for someone. Are you here with Brooke? Yep, and my older brother Cairo. That's actually why I'm here. We have an extra spot at our table, and you're here by yourself, so we thought you might like to join us. Whose idea was that? She looks doubtful of my intentions, just as Brooke seemed to be in disbelief earlier. It was my idea. I feel like it's best to be honest with Amani. It's my idea. You seem like a really cool girl. I know it sounds cliche, but whatever. I'm not going to pretend like I don't want to hang out with you. Especially during a murder mystery extravaganza. I would make the best comic relief during one of these, huh? I can't stifle my laugh, but Amani doesn't seem to mind as she joins in on the merriment. Plus, you called me cool, so can't really turn you down after that. It'd make me feel terrible. I just hope Brooke doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. It won't be an issue. I keep the "we're all adults here" comment to myself. I hope I won't have to use it tonight. Amani follows behind me towards the end of the lounge where Brooke and Cairo were sitting, still chatting excitedly to one another. I swear, Wyatt picked that shirt out on his own. I don't believe it. Why not? Because it was a nice shirt. What? No Hawaiian shirt? Wait. Are you saying Hawaiian shirts aren't nice? That pineapple Hawaiian shirt is amazing, Cairo. This all sounds riveting, but I think we need to get our head in the game. I take a slight step back and Amani raises her hand in a shy wave. Hi guys. Hello. My name is Cairo. Cairo and Amani shake hands. Let me apologize in advance for anything my sister says or does.
Cairo.
Wow, Cairo. Really? I'm harmless. I can assure you that she hasn't tried anything on me. Yet. What? Kidding! I clap my hands together and join Brooke by her side. I elbow her side softly and she steps forward.
Hi.
It's good to see you again, Imani. You as well, Brooke. I absolutely adore your qualifying costume. Their formalities and fake pleasantries are painful to listen to. The way Imani talked to me just a moment ago is nothing like the way she's interacting with Brooke now. Thankfully, Cairo walks in between the two of them and hands Imani the character profile we were given when we entered the lounge. We're here to solve a mystery, right? I circled some of the facts that I thought were a little suspicious. Maybe you can give me your opinion on it, Imani? I don't know how much help I'll be, but I can check it out. Channel your inner detective route. Ugh, you're bringing up that cosplay of all things? Gosh, I use costumes, don't makeup. Imani doesn't laugh, but she smiles at Brooke. Progress. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a night of murder, mystery, and intrigue. The host for the evening calls everyone to attention. Imani takes a seat next to me, which also happens to coincidentally be furthest from Brooke. The host begins to explain to everyone what the rules are. Essentially, a show will be performed, and we have to guess who murders the victim with the clues given to us. When the actors come on stage, my brother is enthralled by the show. He's an actor, isn't he? One by one, the characters introduce themselves and they begin to tell us what they were all doing the night of the murder. I try to listen as intently as I can until the show breaks for a short intermission, where we're supposed to discuss any information we found with our team. Brooke slams her small notepad onto the table and crosses her arm over her chest. I solved the case. Easy peasy. You solved it already? Oh, yes. Definitely. It's the mayor. He was the one closest to the scene of the crime at the time. I think it's too fast for you to be jumping to that conclusion. The mayor's town hall meeting was next to the murder scene, but that could just be a coincidence. Who else could get there that quickly? Everyone else was on the other side of town. It's way too obvious to be the mayor, and we don't know how long the body was there. Someone could have killed the victim and ran. Besides, what would be the mayor's reason? Cairo opens his mouth to cut in, but the two girls argue over the top of him. I look at him with widened eyes. This is not even that serious of a matter. It's all for fun. The mayor probably didn't like how much attention the intern was getting with his protests, so he killed him. Even though the intern had the exact same goals as the mayor in the long run. I think the mayor is getting a bad reputation. He has a lot to lose in trusting the intern, and the intern gets to gain so much. But who says that the intern is gaining anything? He was just trying to make his way in the political field, and the mayor... The fight continues like this until Marnie finally throws her arms up in the air.
Brooke!
I'm not doing this with you, Brooke. It's always the same thing. You have to be right all the time. Hey, it's just a game. You both brought up good points. I think it's too early to tell who the murderer is. Maybe we should listen to more testimonies? Marnie stands up and grabs her pastel pink purse. She didn't look too interested in my idea. I need to head back to the inn and get some sleep. Tomorrow starts the cosplay championships, and I can already tell what kind of competition it's going to be. She lowers her eyes as she looks at Brooke, who's frowning in return. Neither of them had the right to get so heated at one another, yet they're both ignoring it. Nice to meet you, Cairo, and thanks for the invite, Nova. Marnie doesn't say a word to Brooke and instead stalks out of the lounge. I turn to Brooke, who now has her arms crossed over her chest as she leans back into her seat. Oh, the drama queen! All I was saying was that the mayor had to be the killer. You didn't really leave room to dispute your claim when you kept firing back at Marnie's ideas. She was so hostile about my answer as soon as I said it. To be honest, the fight didn't really seem like to be about the mayor and the intern's possible fatal encounter at all. The two girls were way too passionate in their assertions. What's really going on between you two? Marnie can't only be mad because you quit cosplay for a little bit. That seems like a lot of pent-up anger for something small. Brooke shakes her head but looks down at the table. She clearly knows what's going on but doesn't want to tell us. Should I stay and push Brooke for some more information, or should I go after Marnie and see what she has to say about all this? We're gonna go after Marnie. I stand up from my seat as well. I can't let Marnie run off like this. It doesn't feel right. Are you going after her? I've got to. I invited her to sit with us and I promised there'd be no fighting. I'm sorry. There's a lot of history between her and I. I clutch my hands into fists as a thought crosses my mind. I don't want Brooke to feel like I'm choosing Marnie over her. I care deeply about our friendship, but I was the one who invited Marnie to sit with us, and I promised her things would be fine. It wouldn't be right to leave the situation on such an awkward note without trying to fix it. Besides, I want to hear her side of the story. There's no way she got so mad at Brooke over the girl taking a break from cosplay. Are you going to be upset if I go after her? Brooke shakes her head fervently and actually smiles up at me. No, I'd like you to go and smooth things out. Despite everything, Amani isn't a bad person. I don't think she deserves to feel unwelcome. I just never see the right things in front of her. I want to apologize myself, but to be honest, I think she'll only walk away. I nod at Brooke and then look over at Cairo. I'll meet you guys at the hotel room.
Be safe.
I throw up a peace sign.
Yeah.
Always! I feel so much better with Brooke and Cairo's encouragement. I nod at them and head outside to try and catch up with Amani. Perhaps it's foolish to think she'll talk to me about her feelings after only just meeting me today, but I'm going to try. A chill runs through me as I walk out into the darkness of the night. There are street lamps illuminating the strip of businesses, but barely any people are out and about. It isn't hard to spot Amani, a lone stranger leaned against one of the light poles with a frustrated look on her face. Her phone is in her hand and she's typing furiously. As I approach her, she lets out a sigh and stops writing completely. I don't think she notices me standing beside her as Amani's focus on her phones only becomes stronger. After a moment, I clear my throat and Amani jumps with a startled shriek. She places a hand on her heart and shakes her head. You scared the hell out of me. Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to talk to you. Don't bother. I want nothing to do with you or your little setup with Brooke. Honestly, I should have known better than to associate with someone who came to support her. Of course her best interest is on your mind. Brooke is my friend and I want her to succeed, but I didn't invite you to join us so that we could sabotage you. Could have fooled me. Wasn't a very warm welcome. I put my hand behind my neck and rubbed it nervously. Right, sorry. I didn't realize how deeply the fan of hate run between you two. I was under the assumption that you and Brooke had a falling out over her dropping cosplay for some time. Amani scoffs.
Brooke!
Is that what she said? Oh, Brooke is such a trip. That isn't what happened at all. Brooke took a break from cosplay because of what happened between her and I. Good to see her still up to the same old tricks. I furrowed my brow as I listened to Amani rattle off things she hates about Brooke, but none of them sound like the girl I know. Brooke isn't selfish, a liar, or a vindictive person. I'm sure whatever it is, it's a big misunderstanding. Right, because taking credit for my designs and using my followers to get clout is a massive misunderstanding. Sorry, how could I be so wrong? Money seems to only be getting angry and angry with each passing second. I don't know.
Nova.
You seem like a smart girl, Nova. Get out while you can. Brooke is pretty and says the nicest things, but that's all surface level. There's venom underneath. There's no way. My voice trails off. I'm at a loss for words. I didn't come out here for Brooke. I'm here to apologize to you for putting you in that situation. I'm so sorry. That it? I'm done. I have more to say. I have more to say. No, I have more to say. Well, what are you waiting for? Spit it out already. I invited you to hang out with us because there's something about our interaction earlier that left me smiling. I thought you were super down to earth. I guess I'm foolish for wanting to be your friend. Feeling the painful silence between us, I take a step back and swallow my pride. I wanted to learn more about Imani and possibly be her friend, but It's clear that I was a little too hasty with my actions. Perhaps it's best if I don't get in the middle of her altercations with Brooke. Pretend we never said hey to each other on the stairs. I nod towards the girl who's wearing a confused expression. I don't want to make things any worse for Brooke. Not after she decided to take me to Riverstone with her. I turned and walked towards the Red Turtle Inn. Hopefully things will be better in the morning. I wake up the next morning with a pounding headache. I'm not sure if it's from the long night with Cairo, Brooke, and I playing a very sus card game, or even longer night I had staying up and playing this cooking game on my phone while the others slept, or the bright sunlight shining in the room as Brooke hums a tune to herself. Who am I kidding? The events of last night weighed heavily on my mind, and no matter how many silly games I played, I simply couldn't forget. Things could have gone much better. I liked what little time I spent with Amani. Even though I joked about it, I didn't see her as a means for Brooke to get ahead in the cosplay competition. My gaze flicks to Brooke, who's innocently scrolling through her phone. She's been a good friend to me and my brother. I'm here to show my support for her. I'm not going to fault her just because a pretty girl said hi to me on the staircase. Brooke hops up from her seat suddenly, raising her brows as she looks at me lazily in bed. Nova, ready to head out? I sit up lazily and only reach up to pat my bedhead down at the sides. Head out? Where are we going? To the Riverstone Community Center, where I'm going to start making my cosplay for the championship. Or they have to make... Oh! Is that why it goes for 2 weeks? They have to make it there? That's interesting. There's a sparkle in her eyes as she teases me. Oh, shoot, right, yes, you're absolutely right. I knew that. Getting up right now. As I try to will myself up, my body fights against me. The bed is too warm and comfortable. The door of the bedroom clicks shut as Cairo comes into view. He's all ready to go, jacket and all. Why don't you stay in bed, Nova? I'll drop Brooke off and come back to the room. We can spend some time together before we meet up with Brooke again for lunch. Sounds amazing. Don't have to tell me twice. I shut my eyes and collapse backwards into the warmth of the bed again. Brooke and my brother maneuver around the room a bit, and I can only assume they eventually leave the room. When I open my eyes again, I see Cairo sitting in a chair by the window, typing onto his phone with a big grin on his face. It only lights up like that when he's talking to one of his friends from the resort he works at.
He's talking to his boyfriend, Liam.
I'm sort of jealous. Of course I have my own friends from my dance team, college, and my hometown, but I don't have anyone that makes my heart skip a beat. At just the mere thought of receiving a message from them like Cairo does. Aw, that's really cute though. Still, he's dressing a lot better. I think Liam is the canon choice. But Brooke did say that Wyatt hadn't had a nice shirt. Cairo didn't seem to believe it though. Oh, now we want to replay some Marisol Bay. I love that game. Sometimes I feel lonely, no matter how many people surround me. Sometimes things don't feel as bright and vivid as I'd like them to. The fight between Brooke and Amani last night only strengthened that insecurity. Oh, you're up. Finally. It's literally almost lunchtime. I sit up and smile at my brother. I'm really glad I get to spend this time with him. We're both usually so busy, so this has been a great way for us to reconnect. Let me get up and get dressed then. Cairo holds up his phone and twists it into the air. Brooke said that she can't meet us for lunch today because because food is being prepared for her at the community centre. So what's the call? We in today? Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me. I hop up from my bed and head to the bathroom to freshen up and change into something presentable. Cairo takes the time to order the meal, which we eat in the room while watching old cartoon reruns. Oh, nice. That food was so good. Places a hand on his stomach and waddles towards his bed. Cairo definitely enjoyed his meal. Maybe a little too much. Nap time break, bro? If you don't mind. I can't help but giggle at the image of him trying to fight sleep, even though I know he's going to lose out eventually. I'm gonna take a walk then. Cairo mutters something as he crawls into bed. I'm sure it's a confirmation, or at least I take it as one, and I head out into the lobby of the inn to kill some time. I say a polite greeting to Anjali before making my way over to the entertainment room of the inn. The main source of entertainment is a television set, a stereo, and an old DVD player. I take a seat on the couch and stretch my legs out. I know I could be watching television in my own room, but I want some time away from Cairo and his loud snores. I reach over to the end table and pick up the remote control. The television is slow to turn on, and when it finally does, it's a small sizzle of static. Despite it being a flat screen, this clearly isn't a new television set. I flip through the channels one by one before settling on the local news. I'm curious what the people of Riverstone do out here on a daily basis. The news anchor stands in the middle of a town square talking about tree lighting ceremony that has happened just a week prior. Video snippets of people in winter coats, wool hats, mittens and the like are all shown alongside a picture of a tree lit up and sparkling. It's so adorable. There aren't any community events like this where I'm from. I feel like I'm really missing out. I put the remote back onto the end table and lean back into the couch. I should go check out the tree one night. I'm sure it looks even more dazzling up close. As I let my thoughts wander, I hear the door open, but I don't have a good angle to see who has just entered the inn. I try to tune my focus onto the television, but Anjali's cheerful voice rings out.
Welcome back.
I can't quite make out the other voice. It comes in a low rumble. After a moment, the two voices stop altogether. When I turn my attention back to the television, all the talk of the tree lighting is over, and instead, the newscaster is interviewing a woman who saved a kitten from a tree. Footsteps shuffle behind me, and when I look, I see Amani with a deep scowl on her face.
Ugh.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice me. Maybe wear quieter shoes. Yeah, I'll remember that for next time. Wow, she could have at least pretended to be cordial or something. I twist my body and face her with an angry glare I can't contain. It's not like I said anything to you. You're the one who started this conversation. Amani is silent for a moment as her face softens. I guess I did, didn't I? Well, forget I said anything. It has been forgotten. Okay then. Okay. I don't say anything as Amani stalks off. I'm more hurt than angry, because Amani doesn't even seem like she's willing to give me a chance to explain myself. I shrug off the negativity and pull out my phone to shoot a text to Brooke. If Amani is here, it means the cosplay workshop must have finished already, and Brooke may want someone to walk back to the inn with. After a few minutes, Brooke has finally returned my text and tells me that she's going out with some of her friends that she hasn't seen in a while, and I forward it to Cairo, who tells me he's on the phone with his boyfriend, so I decide to be on my own for a bit. No use third wheeling. I kick off of the couch and begin to walk around the inn. There's got to be some hidden gem around here. The kitchen! Not exactly the sparkling gem I was looking for, but I'm nosy, so I travel down the hall towards it when I hear a series of dings and buzzes. Poking my head inside the kitchen, I notice Amani sitting there, mumbling I can't read. To herself as she aggressively hits the spacebar on her laptop. Should I interrupt her? Yes or no? Sure, why not? Interrupt her.
Hey.
I decide not to hesitate. Things didn't go well between us earlier, and I admit that I may have let my feelings get the best of me. I'm willing to be the first person to apologize, if just to make this trip less awkward for the both of us. Amani looks up and slams the top of her laptop closed. I was just leaving. Maybe you can stay?
No.
No, thank you. Her callous words a sting, but I'm not going to let them stop me. I take in a deep breath and hold my hand out to stop the girl who's already getting ready to leave. I'd like to clear the air. Things don't need to be so serious and tense right now. Amani hesitates at first, but then she takes a seat and motions for me to join her at the table. I'm nervous, but this is my only chance to make things right. I understand why she's mad. Amani is convinced I'm using her to help Brooke get the upper hand. While I joked about that, it isn't the case at all. I was trying to do something nice for her and Brooke, but alas. I only wanted to lighten the mood so that at the very least the next 2 weeks won't be awkward. The Red Turtle Inn is clearly not that big, and we're already bumping into each other. There's no escaping it. So I'd rather the situation not be tense and full of stress. To achieve that, I guess I have to be the responsible one. Gross.
I'm
For
sorry.
what it's worth, I'm sorry. Money watches me quietly, stone-faced. I can't quite make out what she's feeling at the moment, but I push forward anyway. Things were awkward the other night and I invited you, so it's sort of my responsibility. I didn't know what really happened between you and Brooke back then, but I do know that individually you both seem super chill. I was trying to have one of those cute friendships that happen during winter breaks and stuff in movies. The reason I've been so excited to visit Riverstone is to experience something I never have before, and part of me was hoping it'd involve meeting new people and having an adventure. I guess I'm being way too hard on you. Huh? You're friends with Brooke, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily involved with her drama. I kind of admire that you stand by her side. If Brooke was the person you think she is, I wouldn't be standing by her side. I'm not saying she and I are best friends, but my older brother is very fond of her, and she's done a whole lot for him. Plus, she welcomed me on this trip, so I have no reason to think anything other than what I know. I don't like her. And Mari says this calmly and firmly, and clasps her hands together. Whoa. But I guess you're okay. She smirks and leans across the table, beckoning me to join her by her side. I don't know anything about you, but, innocent until proven guilty. I stand by that. So I guess I wouldn't object if you were going to get a plate of food and just so happened to sit at the same table as me. I kind of want to know who the murderer was. I tilt my head to the side with a sly grin. Are you sure you want to know? Oh god, it was the mayor, wasn't it? I shrug and let out a small laugh. According to my sources, yes, with a baseball bat. I begin to explain to Imani the information that Cairo had told me about the case when her phone begins to ding almost uncontrollably, one notification after another. I posted a picture and forgot to put my phone on silent. So why I was playing this trivia game on my laptop. I get tired of seeing the same things pop on my screen all the time. Weird flex, but okay. Imani laughs and shakes her head. You should try cosplay. You're cute. People would like your look. I'm sure you'd bring a certain flair to any design. That's not really my thing. I prefer to be just Nova. As I begin to explain this to Amani, my phone goes off and I frown. I was enjoying talking to Amani, but now that she's let her guard down, but Kyra and Brooke are looking for me. Go to your family. I like talking with you, even if you were still mad at me for half of the conversation. I crack a small smile and Amani returns it. I won't be mad anymore. It causes wrinkles or something. She reaches up to squish her cheeks together. I can't have that on the moneymaker, huh? Feeling a lot lighter now that Amani is more confident about my presence, I say my goodbyes to her and head up to my room. The next morning, I find myself in the inn's laundry room. Brooke left to take Cairo to the... what? Wrong way. Cairo left to take Brooke to the Riverstone Community Centre while I slept in. Apparently the pair tried to wake me up repeatedly, and I just kept tossing and turning. Humming a tune to myself, I placed my dirty clothes into the washing machine, a mundane task made bearable because of the beautiful atmosphere of Riverstone.
Oh.
Nova, perfect. I turn slightly to see Anjali standing in the doorway with a piece of coloured paper. Sheepishly, she takes a step forward and offers it to me. This is the first time the inn has had a full house, so I've decided to host an event. I find it hard to believe that this beautiful inn hasn't been repeatedly rented out before. It's lovely. Anjali giggles lightly. Oh, it has been rented out before, but not because the inn was full of guests. A celebrity wanted a quiet place to stay for a few months, so they booked out the whole place. Wait, really? That's so cool. Who was it? I'm under a strict NDA not to talk about specifics, unfortunately, but do take my word for it. I have no reason not to believe her. NDAs. I totally get it. Still, pretty awesome though. But, you know what's going to be even more awesome? I waggled my eyebrows for comedic effect, which totally works. Anjali laughs. What's going to be even more awesome? Your event? Is that a flyer for it? I point to the coloured paper in her hands. She looks at her hands as if she had forgotten she was holding it. Oh, yes. A new heated patio was installed in the back of the inn, and I haven't had the chance to reveal it to the public yet. I was thinking it could be broken in with a board game night. I have a few lying around somewhere, and I can purchase a few more. Oh, that sounds really lovely.
I'm
glad. I hope to see you, Brooke, and Cairo there if you can make it. I will also be providing snacks. Anjali hands me a flyer she no doubt made herself using terribly saturated clip art and cartoony fonts. It's absolutely adorable. I will definitely show up to her board game night, since she's really excited about it. Anjali wishes me well, and heads out to the laundry room after I assure her that Cairo, Brooke, and I will be at her event. According to Anjali's flyer, it will be held at 9 PM on Saturday night. That's a few days away, so everyone can make their plans accordingly. The red light in the washing machine flashes, letting me know my clothes are fully washed. I pop them into the dryer and wait. I decide that laundry is all the domestic work I can handle for the day. I didn't come to Riverstone to wash dirty clothes. I want an adventure. And that starts by Riverstone Community Centre when I go to meet Brooke for lunch. At least, that was the plan. Apparently Brooke is really popular in the cosplay community. When I arrived here to surprise her, I found out that she's having lunch with one of her cosplay buddies. So I guess I'm on my own again. As I make my way to leave, the door of the community centre opens and a familiar face walks out. I almost didn't notice her until I poke my head up and see the pastel pink hair. Stalking me, huh? Oh, I wouldn't say that. Can't get enough. I'm very sarcastic, so I would probably say, I can't get enough. Just can't get enough of you. Ouch. Couldn't sound any less enthused. That's not the spunky girl who invited me to solve a murder with her. Yeah, my voice trails off as I realized I have nothing to throw back her way. I feel kind of bummed that Brooke isn't available to have lunch with me. Ever since the murder mystery dinner party, I haven't gotten to sit and talk to her for more than a few minutes. She's either gone before I wake up or has to leave to take off her makeup, call someone, or something else. Alright, what's up? I shake my head quickly. Nothing for you to worry about during your lunch break? Yeah, but you're standing outside the community center all melancholic. It's weird. You're putting this bad buzz on my creative flow. Kidding. You should tell me though. Because if not, you're going to feel bad for making me waste time during my lunch break. Well, out of your respect for your lunch break, I can do that. I offer her a small smile. Amani motions for me to follow her to a bench beside the community center. She takes a seat first, and I follow suit. What are you doing at the community center anyway? I was trying to visit Brooke for lunch, but looks like she's having it with her friends already. Kinda bummed about it, to be honest. Brooke is allowed to have other friends, of course. But just this slight doubtful humming in the back of my mind, making the rejection of my offer sting more than it should. Marnie casts her gaze out to the side, and I notice that she's biting her lip. Well, I saw Brooke. She was sitting by herself eating a sandwich. She didn't go out with anyone.
What?
But she texted me. I reached into my pocket for the phone as if it would explain everything. She wouldn't lie. You keep saying that, but she's in there eating lunch and you're out here. She has no reason to lie to me. I try to reason with both Amani and myself. Maybe she's mad. You do a lot of talking with her arch nemesis. That could make her do something weird. A sinking feeling settles into my gut as the possibility crosses my mind. Would Brooke really be avoiding me because she's mad that I'm talking to Amani? At the murder mystery dinner, she didn't really seem too upset with anyone but the situation itself. I run a hand through my hair absent-mindedly and shake my head at Amani. I refuse to believe it. I want to see the best in both girls. I hope I'm wrong. You're putting in a lot of effort to stand up for her, so it would suck for it all to blow up in your face, like it did with her and me. Right, well, I should be going now. I take a step back from Amani. This is a conversation I'm not really ready to be having with her. At least, not until I talk to Brooke myself.
Oh, don't go.
Wait, don't go. Maybe you could have lunch with me. I'm not doing anything. You're not doing anything, so... She looks away as she asks this, a pink tint to her cheeks. Go with Amani to lunch. Don't go with Amani to lunch. Go with Amani to lunch. Is lunch going to consist of more of your drama with Brooke? It's actually your drama this time. I shake my head. Nope. This is a drama-free zone from here on out. So if you want to have lunch with me to get to know each other, I think that would be a really nice idea. Yeah, let's do it. Unfortunately, there isn't much time to go out for lunch after our conversation, so Amani and I find a spot inside the community center to eat. Looking at the place, I'm surprised. It's more modern and lavish than I'd expect. especially looking at the other businesses in Riverstone like the Red Turtleneck Inn. Here, have some. Marnie holds a small Tupperware full of grapes towards me. More like a snack than a full meal. Oh, no thanks, I'm not going to take your lunch. I can eat back at the inn. I have more stuff packed, like a turkey sandwich with avocado and a protein bar. Wow, you eat healthy. Amani only shrugs. Only while I'm working. On the weekend I pig out all greasy foods. Amani places the container with grapes onto my lap and digs into her lunch bag.
Thank you.
Of course. So, what do you guys do here for 2 weeks? I thought that cosplay competitions were just making costume at home and wearing them on stage. Normally they would be, but this is a special case because the winner gets an internship at this amazing design company. So we're not only showcasing the ability to create a costume, but also showing how we can work under pressure and in a shorter amount of time. Are you guys only making one cosplay? Yep. But we're splitting it into different tasks per day. Today, for example, we were working on accessories only. Oh, that's really interesting. You'd think the accessories would come in last. I'm a little confused about that too. But I can handle whatever these judges throw at me. Amani takes a bite out of her sandwich. My mind wanders as she chews. I can't imagine working on a whole costume in only 2 weeks. It would take an immense amount of time for me to do it, but for people like Amani and Brooke, it's probably only a little challenging. Let's talk about you. What do you do for fun? I place a finger on my chin and tap it as I'm deliberating the meaning of life. Amani seems amused by my exaggerated gesture. Oh, with that much thought, you must be living an exciting life. Depends. Do you think being on a dance team is exciting?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Gosh, I wish I had the coordination to dance. Yeah, there's some technicalities, but all you need to do is feel the music. You'll have to show me one day. I pull my phone from my pocket and check the time. We still have at least 15 minutes until Amani goes back, which means there's just enough time for the idea that just sparked in my mind. Why don't I show you now? What? You want to dance right now? Yeah, why not? Nobody else is around. I can't imagine a social media superstar like you yourself being nervous. There's a hint of pink on Amani's cheeks. Oh, is she embarrassed? I can't help but laugh at that. She looks so cute with how flustered she is right now. I scroll through my phone and find the perfect song. A pop instrumental with a slow beat. Slow enough that the two of us can, at the very least, sway together. When the song plays, I offer my arm out and I extend my arm out and offer Amani my hand.
Dance with me.
Oh, come on, you know you want to. Oh, you're right. I totally want to. Amani takes my hand and I pull her towards me gently. I don't want to freak her out, so I make sure to maintain some distance between the two of us. Start slow and with a sway left and right. Follow my lead. I take a step to the left, back into the middle, and then back to the right. All the while, my hips move slightly to the beat. Amani seems to stumble along. Despite the simplicity of the moves, I notice that she's looking down at my feet, calculating the pattern of moves. I try to direct her focus to me without making her feel bad about what she's doing. Feel the music, don't forget. Right. Shutting your eyes helps. I'm surprised at how willing Amani is to listen to me. She closes her eyes and lets me lead her. Her movements aren't perfect, but they're better. I can feel the tension in her body leaving. We sway for a few moments before Amani steps on my foot and lets out a minor expletive.
I'm so sorry.
I was thinking about something and wasn't paying attention. She pulls away from me and crosses her arms over her chest. I told you I have no coordination. Don't feel discouraged. Maybe you just need to find your rhythm before you can match mine. I switched the song up with a much livelier tune and placed my phone on the bench between us. I take a step away from her and start dancing. I don't have a plan. I'm just flailing my arms around wildly and swinging my hips. I hear Amani laughing beside me. What are you doing? You don't need a routine for every song, just have fun. Feel the music, right? She joins me by my side and dances just as ridiculously as me. We dance like this for a while, laughing and teasing each other, until finally Amani has to go back to her cosplay workshop. I'm in our room that evening when Brooke and Cairo make their grand entrance. The two of them are laughing, bright grins on both their faces. I look up from my lazy position on the bed with a frown, though I try to hide it. An empty feeling fills my gut. Despite my own assertions that Brooke is my friend, I can't help but let Amani's words seep into my mind. Is Brooke mad at me over being friends with Amani? Am I supposed to feel this bad for wanting to be friends with both of them? Wow, sorry we came back. You looked up at us with the saddest eyes ever. What happened?
Oh my gosh!
Was it the lunch incident? Oh my gosh, it must have been. I'm so sorry, Nova. She turns to Cairo and grabs hold of his right arms with both her hands, willing him to look at her. She was trying to surprise me for lunch, but I had already made plans with one of my cosplay buddies. Brooke looks at me, her lips jutting out into a puppy dog pout. I'm not mad at her. I had a feeling that she hadn't ditched me on purpose. I'm also hurting at the fact that two people I like spending time with hate each other. Please forgive me, Nova. We can have lunch together tomorrow. An idea pops into my mind, possibly a bad one, but I can't get it to float away. There's only one way you can make it up to me. Anything! How about you, me, and Amani have lunch together? Brooke's face pales as I suggest this. You saw what happened at dinner the other night. You think it will make any difference? I don't know. I hope it is. I like both of you, and I want you to be able to hang out together.
And?
And what? You're my sister. I know when something is on your mind, so spill it. Cairo moves to the bed and takes a seat next to me while Brooke sits across from us at the small end table. I thought maybe Brooke was mad at me for trying to be Amani's friend since the two of them are fighting. I know that's not the case now, but it's time to be honest with Brooke. I like both of you, and I don't want to have to choose sides. I want to be friends with both of you without it being weird. I don't hate Amani. She might be mad at me, but I know she's only hurt because of a misunderstanding. My discontent with her has only to do with the fact that in this competition she's my biggest competitor. But Amani is stubborn. She won't listen to my proof, no matter how many times I present it.
What?
Really? Maybe I can talk to her about it. I'm not opposed to having lunch with her tomorrow, so if you can convince her to join us, I think I can do that. I just need to ask Anjali what room Amani is staying in so I can talk to her.
Nova?
Nova, you can't go to someone's room this late. Why not? If I tell her tomorrow, she'll have less time to prepare. It has to be now. I hop from my bed, excitement running through my body. I've known all along that Brooke isn't the mean-spirited person that Amani thinks she is. I just need that pastel pink-haired girl to see the truth.
Hey, just don't get your hopes up, Nova. Imani might really be done with me for good.
All I can do is try. If you two reconcile... But can you can compete but support each other. No animosity. That would be nice. There's still hope for Brooke and Imani's friendship. I can't give up on either of them. Much to Kairo's dismay and Brooke's encouragement, I find myself face to face with Anjali, who seems to be wide awake despite the hour. She's typing away on her computer, laughing lightly. I sort of feel bad interrupting the woman, but she doesn't seem to mind as she quickly gets up and approaches me.
Hello, Nova. Is everything okay?
Can I help you with something?
Can I help you with something?
I clasp my hands together, nervousness suddenly washing over me. I'm going to ask her to break her confidentiality protocols in order to let me talk to Imani about something that could totally wait until morning. As I stand here in the lobby, my hair a mess from laying in bed all day and no makeup, I wonder what Anjali will think of me. She's definitely going to rescind my invitation to the board night. I try my best to smile up at her. I was hoping you could tell me what room Imani is staying in. Anjali frowns as I expect. That would go against the client confidentiality agreement that the inn is responsible for upholding. Can I ask what this is about? I bite my lip. Anjali seems like a level-headed and rational person. I should tell her exactly what's going on between Brooke, Imani and I. So, I do just that and explain to Anjali about the misunderstanding between Brooke and Imani and how I inserted myself into the middle of it. Now trying to mend a broken friendship. Is it wrong for me to get in the middle of them? Anjali ponders the thought for a moment before she shakes her head. No, I don't think it is. You want to be friends with both of them. There is a level of mediation you can offer, but you're going to have to take a step back and respect their wishes when they make their final decision. Well, that's why I want to see Imani tonight. I want to invite her to lunch with me and Brooke tomorrow, but give her enough time to really think about it and prepare. Well, in that case, I suppose it wouldn't hurt if the file on my computer accidentally opened and revealed Imani's room number. Really? I almost hop for joy as Anjali tells me Imani's exact room number. Thank you. Anjali nods her head at me and takes a step back to let me rush back up the stairs to see Imani. The hallway is barely lit as it's nearly 9 PM at night. I'm sure Imani is awake, but the other guests might not be. I can't exactly run around as I please this late. I try my best to keep my footsteps light as I look for Imani's door. When I find it, I knock on it twice for good measure. I only have to wait a few seconds before the door opens and reveals a smiling Imani.
Nova? What are you doing here?
I hope you don't mind that I asked Anjali for your room number. I had something important I wanted to talk to you about. No, that's totally fine. Why don't you come in and chat? She takes a step back and allows me entry into her room. Imani's room is not too unlike the one I'm sharing with Brooke and Cairo, except for the single bed. I know she had mentioned this earlier to Anjali, but can't help but wonder why she would want to travel to Riverstone alone with no one to support her. Don't mind the mess. I'm living out of my suitcase for the next week and a half. I can't help but scoff at that. What mess? Is a paper coffee cup with the lid overturned on the end table and a suitcase on the floor by her bed? Otherwise, everything else is in top condition. The bed isn't even unmade. I'd hate to hear what you'd say about my room if you think this is messy. Imani runs her hand through her hair but smiles. I try to keep things relatively simple for me when I make these trips. I usually like to make sure the room is spotless for easier departures. Enough about that. You said you wanted to talk to me about something important. What is it? First of all, I wanted to say sorry for stopping by so late.
Nova.
It's 9 PM. What are we, grandmas? I at least make the midnight mark, alright? Hey, I'm just trying to be polite here, okay? Okay, I appreciate that. So what is it? I don't know why I'm finding it hard to speak. I'm too nervous to ask Amani about lunch with Brooke. I don't want to hear a rejection from her. Don't tell me you went through all this effort to get to my room when you can't even speak. There's a hint of amusement in her eyes as she says this. Glad you think my nervousness is funny. What do you have to be nervous about? You're only in my room late at night. You know what that usually means, right? It's not like that at all. I take a step back and let out a shriek as my foot catches the rug. I fall backwards and hit the ground, my arms skidding across the carpet. Nova! I quickly pull my arm up towards my chest and let out an involuntary whimper. Amani drops to my side, a look of fear in her eyes.
Oh my gosh!
I wince but manage to smile. It's just a little rug burn is all. Just a little rug burn? Let me see that. Amani reaches for my arm but then stops, her hand hovering just above my injury. Can I... Oh, yeah. I offer her my arm, which she takes gingerly. She twists my arm slightly before putting it down gently to my side. You've got cut skin. What? How? My belly hit the ground. Though, now that she mentions it, my arm does sting a little more than a simple rug burn. Let me look for some ointment or something for you. I help myself up and sit on Amari's bed while she rummages through her bag for something to help with my cut. I should have something in here. I always pack a first aid kit, just in case. One time I sliced my finger open trying to cut fabric with a rotary blade. A rotary what? It's like a sharp pizza cutter. It's like a pizza cutter but extremely sharp. It helps you cut fabric easily, but it can be dangerous. Mani begins to dab my cut with ointment. It feels soothing across my skin and I can't help but let out a sigh. Feel good?
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Pierce. Don't call me that. It sounds so gross. Mani looks away from me with a look of distaste in her eyes. Amani? Sorry. My father was a doctor, but he got fired for medical malpractice, so kind of a sore spot for me. I wasn't expecting Amani to say something like that. How should I respond? Change the subject. Apologize. Apologize.
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Don't even worry about it. You're not the one who made the decision to ruin a beautiful life with a wife and kid. Amani grates her teeth as she says that. She's angry, and rightfully so. But I guess prescribing pills to people who don't need them is a much more rewarding lifestyle. I jerk my arm, finally realizing the tight grip that Amani has.
I'm so sorry.
Let's forget I mentioned any of that. I get in my head sometimes. She drops the topic and a silence grows between us. I get the feeling that Amani shared more than she had wanted to. I decided not to bring it up and instead smiled warmly at her.
Thank you.
So much for cleaning up my wound. It's not done yet. Huh? Amani reaches into her small pink first aid kit. Everything's pink. And holds up a band-aid. She tears it open and places it on my wound. I take a look over my arm and can't help but laugh at the design. They're pink, blue, and yellow and green kittens with a nurse's hat on. Ah, I want them! Some are even holding needles and lollipops. Oh, it's cute. Gotta heal in style. As she winks and my heart flutters, I tilt my head to the side so she won't see my reddening cheeks. Anyway, why don't you tell me why you came here tonight? Sure, it wasn't to purposely fall and hurt yourself, so I'd nurse you back to... So I'd nurse you back to help? Hey, it could be the case. Honestly, I'd be really impressed. Your acting skills are amazing. I get it from my brother, Cairo. After this awkward situation between the two of us, me falling, scraping my arm on the rug, I feel the tension easing slightly. I think I'm ready to tell her about the plans Brooke and I made for tomorrow. So, about why I'm here. Oh, you're finally going to tell me? I'm going to have lunch with Brooke tomorrow, and I was hoping you could spare some time to join us. Murray scowls at me and crosses her arms over her chest. I'm sorry. Did you not see what happened during the murder mystery dinner? I did anticipate Marnie being defensive, but still stings a little. This is going to be different. We're not going to pretend like the tension isn't there. We're going to confront it. Why? What do you mean, why? Because I don't want you and Brooke fighting anymore. You're both good people. Amani doesn't look the least bit convinced. To my understanding, a lot of time has passed. Haven't the two of you grown and changed? Look at the situation with fresh eyes. Is that the only reason you want Brooke and I to get along? Because we're both good people and we should be able to coexist with each other? There's a look of uncertainty in her eyes and I'm not sure what to make of it. I need to come clean with how I really feel. I know it's only been a few days, but I'm starting to consider you a friend. I don't want anyone or anything standing between that. So maybe it's a little selfish of me, but I want to spend time with you without feeling like I'm betraying Brooke. I look down at the white comforter over the bed and pick at the hem of my pants. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
For what? Being honest? Oh, I understand how you feel. You do? Yeah, I feel a bit guilty about hanging out with my arch nemesis friend. I wonder what Brooke thinks about it. She can find out about it tomorrow. I look up at her and dump my lower lip in a dog pout. For our friendship? Please? Marnie lets out a heavy sigh, but nods her head affirmatively. Fine. For you. Really?
Oh?
I hop up onto my knees and lean forward, with my hands clasped together. I'm sure I look really goofy, but I don't care one bit. Yes, but I'm not promising that things will work out as you want them to, and if that's the case, I shake my head, unwilling to think of what that could mean for our friendship. If Amani and Brooke can't reconcile, will that make Amani not want to spend time with me? What about Brooke? Will I have to choose between the two? Oh, that's really the worst. Oh, having friends who you like individually but hate each other. Oh. It's going to work. If you're sure. I am. I pump my fist into the air with as much gusto as I can manage. I'm optimistic about tomorrow's meeting. Amani settles down beside me on the bed and the two of us talk for some time before I say my goodbyes and head back to my room to get some rest. Brooke, Amani and I decide to meet at the Riverstone Community Centre to have lunch. This will give us more time to talk to each other. I really think we're going to need it. I'm here early and the person who usually sits in the lobby to greet guests allows me to sit inside the building and wait for the girls to finish up. The end of the week is quickly approaching and that marks half our stay here in Riverstone. Spending time with Amani has made it feel like time has stopped moving. We've instantly clicked and I feel like I've known her for far longer than I actually have. But at the same time, the days are going by too quickly. Soon this trip will be over and I have to go back and to my regular life. No Amani Pierce inside. My legs up as I think about this. I've grown really attached to seeing the girl. There's so much more I want to learn about her, but to do that we need to overcome this hurdle. There can't be any more negative feelings for Brooke in her heart. After a painfully slow long moments of silence, I see the two girls walking towards me. It's strange to see them like this, chatting animatedly about something. Brooke is throwing her arms in the air and Amani is nodding her head in agreement. I wonder what it is that could push them together like this. It seems almost impossible. Keyword being almost. Well, you could probably do it, no sweat.
What?
Do what? Chime into their conversation innocently as the girls approach me. Hello, Nova.
Hi!
We were just talking about what we need to do for the cosplay tournament. Yes, and it's totally not what any of us were expecting. Ah, so the pressure of the competition is bringing them together. What could be so bad to make them talk to each other so calmly? I raise my brow and lean forward, my hands gripping the metal seat of the bench. What do you have to do? We have to make a costume for another person to wear. Our design can't be to our body shape. Yeah. All our planned designs are useless now. Well, that's a way to keep you on your toes. Do you guys have to come up with new costume ideas now? Yeah, and we need to find models to wear our designs next Friday. I can feel the combined anxiety from both girls, and I'm honestly nervous for them. This is a huge task to complete in just a week. Amani looks particularly stressed out as she runs her hand through her hair. Let's make this lunch quick. I need to make some new plans.
Hey, Mani. Relax, will ya?
I see Amani's gaze soften, but only for a moment before she looks away from Brooke with a huff. Though it isn't a shouting match, so this is a good start. Do you guys get to pick your models, or do you have to work with someone provided for you? We can choose. I already knew exactly what I'm going to do. Brooke claps her hands together excitedly, even though just a few moments before she sounded really worried about this near impossible task. When I looked at Amani, she seems like she's going to be sick. The confident and self-assured girl I've come to know is gone. What about you, Amani? What about me? She snaps, crossing her arms over her chest. She looked to the ground, a light pink dusting her cheeks.
Brooke!
The way she growls, Brooke, frightens me every time. Why would I say my idea in front of Brooke? She might steal my design all over again. Oh no. I placed my hand on my forehead and shut my eyes tightly, feeling the argument coming on almost immediately. I didn't steal your design. Why won't you listen to me?
Ugh.
So you expect me to believe posting a picture of you wearing my design was just accidental?
Wait!
I tried to credit you. I tagged you. Amani turns to me with a frustrated sigh. Nova, she literally posted a picture of her wearing the design I made and only used my signature hashtag. That's it. There was no credit linking back to me. Like, at all. Brooke clenches both her hands into fists and lets out a shrill cry. My account was never supposed to be a cosplay account, Amani. That was my personal social media account. So I really didn't think anyone would see the pictures beside my close friend and family, and you knew that it was... And you knew that it was your design, so I figured it wouldn't matter. But when I realized I messed up, I reposted the picture with proper credit. I almost miss the tears that are beginning to form in the corner of Brooke's eyes. The situation has seriously upset her, more than I think Amani knows. I want to pull her into a hug, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking sides, so I stay where I am.
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm sorry before you listen to me?
Brooke throws her arms over herself and takes a step back. This is nothing like the happy, boisterous girl I know. Even when I've seen her upset, she's bounced back pretty quickly, but now... Should I say something? Brooke sighed. Question Amani. Stay silent. Let's question Amani.
Imani?
I try to question her, but my words roll off her shoulder. She saunters away from Brooke and I to look out one of the large windows. Her voice trails off. I was listening to the wrong people all along. She turns her head to look at Brooke, but refuses to walk any closer. The only other time I've ever seen you cry, Brooke, was when... Oh gosh, please don't mention it. Brooke's tears are dried up in her red face. She looks like she's had enough unhappy thoughts for one day. Right. Sorry. I'm only saying that I believe you. I know you wouldn't waste tears on something you don't believe in. I was just so angry because things haven't come easily to me. I don't look like an average cosplayer, and because of that, I need to work harder to prove myself. That's a terrible feeling. Amani is gorgeous and her cosplays are incredible. Why would people discount her? It's not right. People were messaging me left and right about how rotten you were, and I believed them. I believed them for far too long. Even after people stopped talking about it, I never once thought that you went out to get me like the others. But it's not even a huge deal anymore. You got to this competition because of your talent. Not because of some 15 minutes of fame or anything like that.
Brooke,
It's
I'm sorry.
just been easier to hate you. Brooke, I'm sorry. Brooke is stunned to silence, and frankly, so am I. I didn't think this confession was brought on simply by Brooke's tears. I think Amani has been tossing this possibility in her mind for a while. Oh, it's forgiven. Brooke hops up on one foot and leads towards Amani. Her answer is full of excitement, all traces of sadness gone. What? I spent a lot of time thinking about this moment over the years, and I think there's no reason to dwell on it any more than we have to. It's over. I miss talking to you, so I'll pick that over anger any day. Amani shakes her head, her pink hair hitting her cheeks. I was angry for so long. It's going to take some time, but I'm willing to try. For both of you. Amani's gaze settles on me. I feel joy warm my body. I'm happy that the two of them are going to work on their friendship, but I'm even happier that Amani still has a place for me in that equation. Our first order of business as friends or... friendlies? Friends. Amani approaches us, finally, and stands by Brooke. She places a reassuring hand on the orange-haired girl's shoulder.
Yes!
Right, friends. As friends, the first thing we need to do is find you a model for your cosplay. A devious look makes its way onto Brooke's face as he digs into her pocket for her phone. She waves it wildly in the air. I'm going to ask Cairo to be my model. I already have his measurements and everything. If only there was a pretty girl who could totally model your clothes, Amani. Gosh. Brooke motions to me with her head and winks. Where will you ever find someone?
Come on, Imani. Just ask me already.
Before Brooke drags this on any longer. I hold a hand over my heart. I've never cosplayed before, but I'd love to be a model for Imani if it will help her. Are you sure about this? Both of you? Brooke only shrugs. I managed to make Kyra a pirate costume in a single night. This'll be easy. Besides, I want to win because I deserve it, not because you can't compete. And I'd love to help you, Imani. Then I'd be honored to have you model my clothes, Nova. The three of us talk for a little longer, the girls barely having enough time to scarf down their lunch. When they return back to their activities, I head back to the inn to talk to my brother. When I get back to the inn, I find Anjali and Cairo sitting together, talking while they watch something on TV. I barely catch the end of their conversation as I poke my head into the entertainment room. This is a really funny movie, Cairo. Thanks for showing it to me. Oh, is he showing people walk the plank again? You need to stop. I look at the screen and see two very poorly dressed pirates. They're laughing and talking over a drink. Yup, I know exactly what this movie is.
Cairo.
Is this that movie you like so much, bro? Cairo's eyes are full of content when he looks at me. Walk the plank? Heck yeah! It was on and Anjali has never seen it, so... Clearly, you needed to broaden her horizons. I roll my eyes at him.
Care to join us?
I'd love to. I hop onto the couch at the far end and prop my feet onto my brother's lap, much to his dismay. How did lunch go? Amazingly well. The girls are on the path to friendship again.
I'm glad.
That is great to hear. I'm glad. Yes, me too. It really bothered Brooke not to be on good terms with Imani. Well, they're on the same page about what happened and are both trying their best to move forward, but... I look up at him with a mischievous glint in my eyes.
Oh god, what?
Eddie. It's not that bad. For them. For you... I wink at my brother who groans. What is it that I'm being dragged into? Brooke needs a model. I explain to him and Anjali what the girls have to do during their final week of the cosplay competition and how that involves me and my brother. But we can worry about that on Monday. For now, my focus is on Anjali's super sick board game night. It'll be nice for you to all unwind and have a good time. Anjali, Cairo, and I watch the movie until it's time for my brother to meet up with Brooke. Anjali heads back to work, and I begin to... I've just made friends with the innkeeper. And I begin my trek to the store to get something for the board game night. I want to do something nice for Anjali for being so kind to us. And now, I am going to leave that there, I think. These games are a lot longer than I always expect them to be. And I messed up my recording, so I have to go back and record the beginning of this. But luckily, I have decided to try a new method of recording, and I am recording my voiceover separately to my recorded video. So, I should only have to record the actual video back again. But what I've missed is from the murder mystery dinner forward to the whole beginning. But my voiceover is recorded. I just need to go back and record the actual game. So we're at hour 20 with what I have recorded, surprisingly. It's been going for a lot longer than I actually thought I had. So I will leave it here, and I will pick up again. I hope you're enjoying the game. I don't know how much longer I have to go, but we'll see. I apologize for my absence. I will try and get some more stuff out this weekend to compensate. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!